Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to challenge your perspective, realign your focus, and remind you of a truth that is often forgotten. You are one of a kind. Your journey is unique. Your purpose is distinct. And the moment you compare yourself to another person, you dilute the power of who you were born to be. Comparison is a thief. It robs you of your joy, your peace, and your confidence. It forces you to measure your worth by someone else's accomplishments, gifts, or path. But let me tell you this, you were never designed to live someone else's life. Comparison robs you of joy, peace, and confidence. It is an invisible thief that sneaks into your mind, planting seeds of doubt and dissatisfaction. Every time you measure yourself against someone else, you are diminishing the value of your own journey. You begin to see your life, your achievements, and even your personality as less than enough. But the truth is, comparison is a false lens. It distorts reality and shifts your focus away from what truly matters. When you compare yourself to others, you unknowingly adopt their story as the standard for your life. You look at their highlights, their accomplishments, and their talents, and you begin to feel that you're falling short. But what you see is only part of the picture. No one's life is as perfect as it appears on the surface. You might admire someone's success, but you may not understand the struggles, sacrifices, or failures they endured to get there. And even if you did, their story is not yours. Comparison also distracts you from your own growth. Instead of appreciating how far you've come and focusing on your unique path, you fixate on someone else's journey. This not only breeds dissatisfaction, but also stifles your ability to move forward. It's like running a race while constantly looking at the lanes next to you. You lose momentum, stumble, and eventually veer off course. Your purpose requires your full attention, and comparison keeps you from giving it. One of the most damaging effects of comparison is how it undermines your confidence. You begin to question your abilities, talents, and even your worth. You start to believe that someone else's strengths highlight your weaknesses. But this mindset is rooted in a lie. The fact that someone else is excelling does not mean you are failing. Their success is not your failure. Every person has their own timing, their own gifts, and their own destiny. Comparison often thrives on external markers of success, money, status, recognition, but these are not true measures of fulfillment or purpose. Chasing after what someone else has achieved might lead to temporary satisfaction, but it won't bring lasting joy. True joy comes from knowing you are walking in alignment with your purpose, not from imitating someone else's life. Your peace is also at stake when you compare yourself to others. Instead of being content with what you have and who you are, comparison stirs up feelings of inadequacy and restlessness. It becomes impossible to appreciate your blessings because you're too focused on what you think you lack. This restless pursuit for more success, more recognition, more validation creates a cycle of discontentment that never ends. Confidence, joy, and peace are deeply interconnected. When you let comparison rob one of these, it often takes the others as well. The freedom to live fully as yourself comes when you stop looking at others for validation and begin valuing your own journey. You were created to be original, not a replica. Every person is a unique expression of life, designed with specific gifts, talents, and experiences that no one else can replicate. Yet we often find ourselves trying to fit into molds that don't suit us, comparing our progress to the achievements of others. This comparison, however, can never bring out the fullness of who you are. It stifles your originality, causing you to doubt your path and potentially leading you to abandon your true calling in pursuit of something that is not meant for you. When you compare yourself to others, you are effectively diminishing the value of your individuality. You start to measure your worth against external standards, disregarding the intrinsic value of your own abilities and experiences. But you were never meant to be someone else. You were designed to bring something new into the world, to contribute in a way that no one else could. Your strengths, quirks, and passions are not accidents. They are carefully woven into the fabric of your being for a reason. The world has conditioned us to believe that success follows a linear path, that we must follow the footsteps of others to achieve what they have. But that is not the truth. Every person has a different purpose, and each journey looks different. Your purpose is not to imitate another person's achievements, but to fulfill your own potential. The beauty of life lies in the diversity of paths and the originality of each individual story. When you try to be like someone else, you lose the authenticity that makes you special. You start to chase after goals that are not aligned with your own values, interests, or talents. It's easy to get caught up in what others are doing, especially in a world where comparisons are so prevalent. Social media, for example, shows the best moments of others' lives, often presenting an unrealistic portrayal of their success. When you compare yourself to these images, it becomes even harder to recognize your own uniqueness. You begin to think, if only I were more like them, without realizing that your own path holds just as much value. The key to discovering your true self lies in embracing your originality. You have gifts that no one else has, and your potential is unlike anyone else's. When you stop trying to conform to someone else's blueprint and start walking in your own purpose, you'll discover a deeper sense of fulfillment. Originality is not about being better than others, it's about being the best version of yourself. Your uniqueness is not something to be hidden or downplayed. It is a strength that will serve you in ways that imitation never can. The world is waiting for your voice, your perspective, and your contribution. No one else can fill your shoes because no one else was made to walk your path. Your journey, no matter how different it may seem from others, is precisely what you are meant to experience. The more you embrace your originality, the more you will begin to see how much you have to offer. Embrace your individual journey. Stop looking over your shoulder at the path of others and focus on the road ahead of you. When you begin to walk in your own authenticity, you will find that the life you were meant to live is far more fulfilling than any life you could have borrowed from someone else. Success is fulfilling your unique purpose, not mimicking others. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with messages about what success looks like. From the media to social networks, we are shown images of people who seem to have it all: money, fame, status, and recognition. But what we fail to see is that their success may not be the same as yours, and trying to measure your worth against their achievements will only lead you further from your true path. Success is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It is deeply personal, and it is rooted in understanding who you are, what you were meant to do, and how you can contribute to the world in your own unique way. The world tells us that success is defined by external markers: financial gain, public approval, or professional accomplishments. But these are shallow measures that fail to capture the full essence of true success. True success is not about achieving someone else's dreams or following someone else's blueprint. It is about realizing and fulfilling your own purpose. Each person is born with a unique set of talents, passions, and experiences that form the foundation for their individual success. When you compare yourself to others, you lose sight of what success means for you. You become distracted by their achievements, forgetting that your journey, though different, holds just as much potential. Fulfilling your purpose requires self-awareness and courage. It takes a deep understanding of who you are and the willingness to stay true to that identity, even when it goes against the grain. It means rejecting the pressure to conform to a societal definition of success and instead focusing on what makes you feel fulfilled, satisfied, and aligned with your deepest values. Your purpose is something that only you can define, and it is not dependent on what anyone else has done. There is no external measuring stick that can truly capture the depth and significance of your own life's work. When you are aligned with your purpose, success takes on a different meaning. It is no longer about reaching an arbitrary destination, but about the growth you experience along the way. Every step you take toward fulfilling your purpose is a success in itself, regardless of whether it matches someone else's timeline or standard. The process of discovering and pursuing your own path is just as important as the results you achieve. Your purpose is woven into the very fabric of your being, and when you embrace it, you unlock a sense of fulfillment that cannot be found in copying someone else's life. Success in the context of your own purpose is far more sustainable than trying to achieve someone else's vision. When you follow your own path, you are energized by your passion and fueled by your intrinsic motivations. You're not constantly seeking validation or chasing an ideal that belongs to someone else. Instead, you are driven by your own inner compass, which leads you to experiences and accomplishments that resonate deeply with your soul. These are the successes that last, the ones that fill you with a sense of meaning and pride because they are rooted in authenticity. Success is not about how you compare to others. It is about how deeply you commit to fulfilling your own unique purpose, knowing that your life's meaning and impact are defined by you alone. As you stop measuring your success against others, you will begin to see that your own path is just as valuable and worthwhile, no matter how different it may seem. The only comparison you should make is with your past self. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you take back control of your life. You stop letting the achievements, failures, or circumstances of others define your own worth. Instead, you start to focus on the most important and reliable measure of progress, your own growth. Looking at where you were yesterday, last month, or last year gives you the clarity to see how far you've come and how much you've achieved, even if it doesn't always feel like it. The journey towards self-fulfillment is not linear, but by constantly checking in with yourself and measuring your progress against your own potential, you can celebrate your accomplishments without the distraction of other people's timelines. We live in a world where everyone seems to have their own set of standards for success. Social media, in particular, has made it easier than ever to compare our lives with the curated snapshots of others. It's easy to see someone's achievements and feel that yours are insignificant, or that you should be further ahead in life. But this constant comparison traps you in a cycle of self-doubt and insecurity. When you measure your life against the lives of others, you will always feel behind because you cannot see the full picture of someone else's life. What you may perceive as someone's success is often just a single moment, a polished highlight, not the whole story. It leaves you with an incomplete view of what success looks like and clouds your vision for your own journey. The truth is, no one else's success defines you. Your only true competition is the person you were yesterday, and your only real goal is to be better today than you were then. This doesn't mean chasing an arbitrary standard of better, but rather focusing on your personal development, growth, and learning. Your progress is not determined by how much money you make, the followers you have, or the accolades you receive. It is measured by how much you have evolved as a person. It's about looking at your struggles and seeing how you've overcome them. It's about assessing where you were stuck last year and realizing how much more resilient and wise you've become. When you compare yourself only to your past self, you begin to develop a healthy relationship with your journey. You'll start to see that every failure, setback, and mistake is a lesson that shapes who you are becoming. Progress isn't always seen in the moment, but when you look back, you'll notice the small wins, the times you made a better choice, showed more patience, or approached a challenge with more wisdom than before. This is how you know you're growing, by recognizing the incremental changes that are moving you toward your purpose. Focusing on your own growth also allows you to celebrate your unique timeline. Not everyone achieves their goals at the same age or in the same way, and that's okay. Life is not a race, and there is no deadline for success. Everyone has their own rhythm, and comparing your progress to someone else's timeline only causes frustration. Some may achieve their goals early, while others may take longer to find their footing. But that doesn't make their journey more valid than yours. You're not racing against others, you're racing against your own potential. And as long as you're making progress, you are winning. Comparing yourself only to your past self keeps you grounded in reality. It eliminates the pressure to keep up with the ever-changing standards of the world and allows you to build a solid foundation based on your own values. You are able to determine your goals based on what truly matters to you, not what the world says should matter. This creates a deeper sense of fulfillment because your progress is tied to your personal beliefs and desires. It also helps you make choices that are in alignment with your authentic self. When you stop comparing yourself to others, you start to appreciate your journey for what it is, a unique and personal experience. You learn to embrace the lessons, the successes, and the failures because they are all part of the story that you are writing. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. And the only race you are running is the one toward your own potential. This perspective will give you the peace, focus, and confidence to continue growing no matter where others are in their own lives. Your uniqueness is your greatest strength. Embrace it. In a world where conformity is often celebrated and fitting into the crowd is encouraged, it can be easy to forget that what makes you different is exactly what sets you apart. We are constantly bombarded with the idea that we need to change, blend in, or adopt someone else's way of doing things in order to succeed. But true success, fulfillment, and happiness come not from trying to imitate others, but from boldly embracing who you are and stepping into the uniqueness that you were born with. The world is full of people trying to fit into predefined boxes, trying to follow trends, adopt popular opinions, and replicate the lives of those they admire. But in this sea of sameness, your individuality is like a rare treasure waiting to be discovered. Your experiences, your perspective, your skills, and your passions are all a part of a greater design that only you can fully understand and express. These elements of your identity, however subtle or unconventional they may seem, are precisely what you need to fulfill your purpose. They are not flaws to be hidden or weaknesses to be corrected. They are your assets, and they are what will allow you to stand out in a way that is truly powerful. When you embrace your uniqueness, you free yourself from the pressure to conform to someone else's idea of success. You stop looking over your shoulder at the paths others are taking and begin to focus on your own. Your journey is not meant to mirror someone else's, it is meant to be your own. The world needs your voice, your talents, and your perspective, but they can only shine through when you embrace what makes you different. There is no one else who can offer what you have to give, and that is the beauty of individuality. One of the most freeing things you can do is stop comparing your journey to others. Your timeline, your circumstances, and your experiences are unique, and they shape your path in ways that no one else's can. There may be people who seem to have achieved more at a younger age or who appear to have found success more easily, but their success does not diminish yours. Your value is not based on how you measure up to others, but on how fully you are living your own truth. When you embrace who you are, you begin to realize that your timeline is just as valid as anyone else's, and your potential is limitless. Your uniqueness also allows you to connect with others in a deeper, more meaningful way. When you are true to yourself, you attract people who resonate with your authentic energy. These relationships are based on real connection, not on the surface level expectations of what others want you to be. When you let go of the need to conform, you create space for genuine relationships to flourish, relationships that encourage you to grow, challenge you to become better, and support you on your journey. Embracing your uniqueness also opens the door to creativity and innovation. When you stop trying to replicate what others are doing, you free your mind to think in new ways and approach challenges with fresh perspectives. Your individuality fuels your creativity and allows you to see solutions and opportunities that others might miss. The most successful innovators and leaders in history were often the ones who were not afraid to stand out, who dared to be different, and who found new ways to approach problems. Your unique gifts, if nurtured and embraced, can have the same impact. There is power in embracing your individuality, and it begins with recognizing that you are enough just as you are. You do not need to change who you are or become someone else to succeed. The world does not need another version of someone else, it needs you. Your talents, your perspective, your flaws, your experiences, all of these things come together to create a person who is capable of achieving incredible things. When you stop running from your uniqueness and instead embrace it, you unlock the potential that has always been inside you. Stand in your authenticity. Let go of the need to compare, to fit in, or to replicate someone else's path. Trust that the person you are is more than enough. Your uniqueness is your strength, and it is the key to unlocking the life you were meant to live.